Perfect. So, once again, those are our judges for today. So we have Mary Chaga, who is a cybersecurity expert specialized in GRC. So I think we are already aware what GRC is, governance compliance. We covered that topic in whole then we have John Musioki. He's a cybersecurity engineer. He's mostly into offensive security, but he also has knowledge in terms of defensive security. And then we have Margaret Kamau. She is mostly into cloud security, so that's her specialty. And then judge number 4, I don't want to mention his name, simply due to his, where he works rather, and protocols that he has. So judge number 4 is a cybersecurity consultant and is also in the offensive security space. So those are our judges for today. They've already gone through your technical write-up. They've already given out the marks, which at the end of this session, we are gonna go through the marks that were given out by the judges, and then after that, we're gonna end the session. So guys, welcome. I'd like to ask Mary, John, Margaret, and judge number 4 if you're here in the session, if you just, unmute your mic and give us an introduction. Let's just say giving a hi to the participants. So shall we start with Mary? Yeah, Mary, if you're there, you can just unmute it. Hi, we can hear you.
I hope you can be able to hear me. Okay. And good afternoon. I'm a governance risk and compliance specialist and consultant. Yeah, I hope that is it for the introduction.
John, I don't know if you're there. You can unmute yourself.
Okay. Hi everyone. Am I audible from your end?
Very audible.
Okay. So my name is John Musioki. I'm a security engineer at a company in Kenya, focusing mostly on offensive security for mobile applications, web applications, and network. And glad to be part of this. Looking forward to an amazing session and presentation with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Margaret, if you're here. Oh yeah, you are here. The floor is yours.
Yeah, Karim, I'm here. I hope my audio is I'm audible.
Yes, you are loud and clear.
Okay, so my name is Margaret Kamau. I am an MVP for cloud security, Microsoft MVP for cloud security. So what MVP means is most valuable professional. Besides that, I love mentoring people into cybersecurity, and I'm just passionate about cybersecurity. And I also document my cybersecurity journey in a blog that's titled Shiko the Tech Girl, and I am really honored to be here.
Thank you, Margaret. Let me see if I get my voice here. Kevin, if you're here, you can unmute.
Yeah, sure, Karim.
Um,
Yeah, so unfortunately, not in a position to give my full names, but rather be operating as a pseudo. So I'll be using the name Kelvin. I'm a cybersecurity consultant and mostly specialize in offensive security. However, I do have plenty of experience in defensive security as well. So looking forward to also some presentations and a good session basically. So yeah, looking forward to that.
Awesome. Thank you, Judge number 4. We're going to use that one till the end of the session. So, Judge number 4, thank you very much. So, Pascal, if you're here, so let me just stop sharing. Yeah, Pascal, you're here. Let me see
Yes,
if I
yes.
can. Yeah. So the floor is yours. You can just share your screen if you're able to, and you just verify. Okay, awesome.
Yes.
Well, Pascal, all the best. 5 minutes are nothing now. Cheers.
Okay, I think everybody can get me through here.
Yes,
Yes.
you're audible. You may proceed.
Yes, my name is Pascal Sangawe, a student in bachelor degree in cybersecurity and digital forensics. Yes, and here is a little bit a presentation on the Hackett Bootcamp Cohort 2. By starting, the category solved in the Hackett challenges is the Bone Challenge, OSINT, in the machines, the GRC, and the exploitation. By starting in the Pawn Challenge, where I succeed solving all the questions, starting in the pawn in this category. In this category, I'm mainly required to discover the open pods, the vision running on the pods, the services on the pod, the vulnerability present. And also in this, we may use the command, the tool known as nmap, in order to discover the pods open, the services, the visions running. And by looking on the nmap command, giving you a little bit on how to use it. And here, it was the IP address that I got through my virtual machine after importing the file given. And the breakdown of the command used is SC. This is perform a science scan, which is fast. The P/, it scan all the ports, the TCP ports. And the SV, this is enabled to detect the vision learning on the open ports. And here are some examples of the command that I used. And here, like the nmap command, man SV, and this is the IP address that I got in my virtual machine. The ports were 21, which is open, the 22, and the 80. The service running was the FTP, the SSH, and the HTTP, where the vision was ProFTD 1.3.3c, the Open SSH 7.2 P2 Ubuntu running, and the Apache, where the operating system was a Linux, which is a Unix. Also, in the pawn category, we had the penetration testing challenges, which were required to determine the name of the directory, the URL to the administrative page, credentials to the administrative page, vulnerability exploited to get the credential and the name of the system administrator and the password of the system administrator. In pawn challenge, in getting the credential after discovering the URL to the administrative, I first tried the default password, which was the flag that exploited due to the failure of the user, or we can say the user education failure to change the default passwords. Also, in getting the vulnerability, I use a search exploit, and here is one of the screenshots of the command, which search exploit ProFTD 1.3.3c, which in this we get the vulnerability, which is a remote code execution. I think it is well explained in the write-up which I provided. It involved all this, and there is one of the screenshots of the such exploit on how it is used to get the vulnerability. Okay, we can shift to OSINT, the open source intelligence, where I had solved by it. The one challenge was a little bit difficult to me. That's in OSINT, where OSINT stands for Open Source Intelligence. OSINT refers to the process of gathering information from public available sources to be used in an intelligence context, whereby in these challenges, in this contest, I just used like a wide range of resources such as the internet, where I had involved the Google, also in social media, the LinkedIn, and the Google Map in order to get the geospatial data where it is available. Okay, going in the OSINT challenge, we had the OSINT challenge named the profiler, the name, the identifier, and the dot. Where this one, we mainly use the LinkedIn as the case of study to determine the name of the system administrator of the bank, the domain name of the bank, and the dots of the system administrator. Where in the dots, we had involved checking the comments of the system administrator, Mr. Brandon. And in explaining the profile, it had required us to determine the name of the system administrator of the bank, where it had there in LinkedIn by looking to the people employed, where also the identifier. It involved looking the domain name of the bank. Also, by going through the system administrator's description, you can find the name of the bank, the domain of the bank, it is provided. And also in the source, we had looked to the comment section of the admin. Also in the challenge name, yes.
So your time is already up, unfortunately. So this is what we were saying, trying to manage your time very much because you had only 5 minutes and your time already up. So you can just brush through what you just did a little bit fast so that
Yeah.
it can be a little bit fair. So just go through the things that you covered. So we're giving you 1 extra minute.
Okay, I can finish in the machine because many people are saying the machine is done, but I already look it in this machine into the background, which is required to look for the open ports, which is filtered, which we have the port 445. Also looking on the machine, the Hero Stranger, but it had used the Samba SMD 4.6.2, where Samba is used for hosting shares, whereby I had looked and the CTF itself, the Samba share, by looking to the command like Samba client, where we can find the password, which is the CTF is nice23. Also looking at the machine, the times the real life creeper, by looking to the flag, we can look it by signing in through the SSH CTF and adding the IP address. We had gotten the flag which hack it. And also in the exploitation, which involves by changing the buffer, this is something that is used to temporarily hold the data while it is being transferred between location or processed, and we had we had our flag here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for a wonderful presentation. The next presenter is going to be Joram Zakaria. So, Mr. Joram, if you're here, all the best. Your 5 minutes starts from now.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Karim. Okay, my presentation is divided into 3 sessions, which are competition overview, findings, and outcomes of the competition. Now, let's start with the introduction. In this competition, participants navigated through 5 distinct categories: pawn, OSINT, GRC, exploitation, and machine. Each category tested a variety of skills from exploiting vulnerabilities and analyzing system securities. Now, today we will walk through the highlights and key learnings from each category, showcase the strategies and solutions that led to success in this cybersecurity bootcamp. Now, let's start with the overview. I've parted the overview in 3 sessions, which are technical skills, analytical skills, and practical experience. Now, I'd like to talk about the overviews based on the categories which we had in the competition, starting with pawn. In this category, participants were tasked with discovering vulnerabilities in application and system to achieve specific objectives such as privilege escalation and remote code execution. As we all remember that in pawn category, you had to do some privilege escalation and also exploitation of Samba server. Coming to OSINT, this category required competitors to gather and analyze public available information to uncover hidden clues and solve puzzles as the challenge were given New Bank of Africa and asked to find the administrator and domain and the comment of the administrator on his new job. Coming to GRC, in GRC category, challenge in this category involved understanding and applying security policies, risk management practices, and compliance regulation to real-world scenarios. Finishing with exploitation, participants tackled various binary exploitation challenges, focusing on identifying and exploiting vulnerabilities in compiled program to gain control over the system. As we remember that there's one challenge called heap bars, which are solved. We were supposed to overflow heap and get the flag. Coming to findings, I would like to talk mostly talk about common vulnerabilities and effective tools and techniques. Starting with common vulnerabilities, participants frequently encountered and exploited similar types of vulnerabilities such as buffer overflow and remote code execution. As we all remember that one of the vulnerability in PON
Jerome, are you there? Mr. Jerome, are you there? Because it seems like you're
PON or
frozen.
SINT, exploitation, and machine. Now let's start with PON. In this category, participants identified and exploit weaknesses in application system to achieve specific goals. Coming to OSINT, open source intelligence challenges required gathering and analyzing public available information. Coming to GRC, the main objective of GRC is to ensure regulations are met in an organization, starting with governance, risk, and compliance challenges involved understanding and applying security policies. Coming to exploitation, this category focused on exploiting vulnerabilities in programs. Finishing with machine, this category involved interacting with security virtual machines and network setups. Coming to the learning outcomes, there are a lot of outcomes, but the main outcomes, the ones which are outlisted are common exploitation techniques, effective OSINT use, tool proficiency, and hands-on experience. Now let's talk in detail about the learning outcomes. Starting with the first one, participants involved in this improved the ability to identify and exploit vulnerabilities in software and system, gaining practical experience in recognizing and mitigating common security flaws. The second one is competitors developed strong skills in gathering and analyzing open source information, coming with hands-on experience with the virtual machine, network setups, enhanced participants' ability to secure and manage complex virtual environments. The last one is participants gained a deep understanding of governance, risk, and compliance frameworks. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Joram. It was a wonderful presentation. You are right on time, so thank you for that. The next presenter is Gideon. Sorry, your initial name is kind of complicated. I don't want to butcher your name. So Gideon, if you're here, feel free to share the screen and begin your presentation. So, yeah.
Yeah, can we all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Gideon. Your 5 minutes starts from now. All the best.
Okay, beautiful. Good day, everyone. Good day, esteemed judges and fellow cybersecurity enthusiasts. I am Gideon Chukwuka from Nigeria, and today I will be giving a brief presentation on Game of Hack CTF Challenge 2024, right? Let me play the slideshow. But first, I would like to begin with an executive summary, right? we covered several challenges. We did OSINT, open source intelligence. We did porn. We did exploitation, and we did machines, right? Now, okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Yes. You may proceed. Yeah.
Okay, beautiful then. Okay. I already gave an executive summary. I said the presentation is going to cover, what we did. And briefly, for the sake of this presentation, I'll be mainly talking on OSINT and PON, right? Now, we're given different sub-challenges, right? And we saw the profiler where we're asked to identify the profile of the system admin, where we had to use, I had to use LinkedIn for this, and I was able to get the profile name of the admin. Remember, OSINT is open source intelligence, where you make use of publicly available information to identify, your target. We also saw the identifier where we asked to get the domain of the bank, and we got the domain from the experience section of the system admin. Also, we saw the dots, which we could see under the comment section of the system admin, right? Now, more importantly, we learned how to get the location of the place in an image. For example, if you're given an image, or you're trying to track a scammer, or let's say someone tries to scam you or something, and you just have an image or a picture, you could get the geospatial data there, and get the location of the image, right? And we also saw this challenge. This challenge actually proved difficult because it had zero solves, but at the end of the competition, I had to get the solution from the admin, the organizer of the challenge, and I noticed this challenge was a sequel to the next challenge in the next slide. Now, which is this: we asked to get the final destination, that is the northern and the eastern of the final destination in that image, where I used the tool called geoplanner.com. After I got the address from Google, put it there, I was able to get the flag. Now we saw the PON challenge, right, where we discussed, or where we saw vulnerability assessment. Given an overfile, you configure the overfile in your virtual machine, right? You check for open ports, check for vulnerabilities, and get to see the service version, FTP, SSH, HTTP, right? And get to check for vulnerabilities based on those service versions. And we saw remote code execution, we saw username enumeration, right? Now we also saw we were able to get the name of the hidden directory using the tool called Debuster, right? We were able to get the name of the hidden directory as secret. Very, very important. A lot of websites hide some directories, make them secret. So using these tools, you could get access to these directories. We also saw the URL to the administrative page, right? WP admin, where we're able to brute force our way, or where, let's say, where we're able to gain access to the admin, profile using default credentials. Now, very, very important. In cybersecurity, it is very important for one to, take note of manual analysis before you think of any automation or using any automated tool. Try to think outside the box. It builds, strategic thinking and critical thinking, right? So able to get, we know very well that most of the default credentials a lot of people use in organizations is admin and admin, right? We use that, and we're able to exploit all of that. We also got the name of the system administrator, from the name of the system, from the name of the account of the virtual machine, Marlin Splite, and that happened to be his password also. Now, what were the key achievements? Now, successful identification of system admin profile, vulnerability discovery and exploitation, comprehensive use of tools, effective communication and documentation. Now, what were the lessons learned? Importance of thorough reconnaissance. Now, what is reconnaissance? Reconnaissance is information gathering, where you're able to gather enough or efficient information for your target. We saw effective use of tools and techniques, strategic thinking, thinking outside the box, right? Continuous learning and adaptation, collaboration, and teamwork. And with that, that's a wrap up of my presentation. Thank you. I look forward to any questions you may have.
Wonderful, Gideon. Thank you very much for a wonderful presentation. So let's go to the next presenter. Our next presenter is Muni Bashange. So Mr. Muni, can you please share your screen, unmute yourself so that you can kick off your presentation. Muni, if you're here. The floor is yours. Mjuni? Mjuni once? Mjuni twice? Okay, we're going to the next presenter, Erica Mukama. Miss Erica, you're next.
Sorry, sir.
Oh, so Mjuni, you're here. Okay, perfect. Yeah, sure thing.
Okay,
So
I tried.
you may proceed.
I tried to share my screen.
Yeah, share your screen. Fine.
So,
Thank you.
now you can see my screen. Eh? Yes, sir.
Yes, you may proceed.
Okay. My name is Mjuni Washangi from Tanzania. I'm here to present my report. City of Competition report, which contains summary and insights about H4K-IT Bootcamp Cohort CTF competition, which is held on 16 May or 16 July. Okay. Introduction about my report. Bootcamp Cohort CTF competition was a CTF competition hosted on 16 July 2024, 10 a.m. to 18 July 2024 or 9 p.m., which was hosted by H4K-IT community from Tanzania. In the aim of measure the competency, skills, and the knowledge learned throughout the bootcamp was a practical which focused on the individual performance and the skills on how to tackle the questions, vulnerability which are available on the visual machine which are given. And the competition was categorized into 4 parts. And the first one was a web application, which focuses on vulnerability assessment and implementation testing to identify the security flaws in the web applications. And the second one is OSINT, open source intelligence, with the aim on how to uncover the critical information which are available on public sources, such as Google's social media accounts and so on. The third one is machine exploitation, which are the aim of this part was to break the system and exploit the vulnerability to gain access controls. Okay. Also, the competition structures consist of a scoring system, which was each challenge had some points, and the point was divided according to the complexity of the challenge. The complex challenge had 1,200 points. There's no any bonus points, and tools and technique that are used with when I perform a CTF competition was Nmap, the booster, Jones Liper, Google Lens, and the Google Map. And the techniques that I used during the CTF was brute force, Google docking, binary exploitation, and open source intelligence. The key challenges and the solutions that I faced, and I choose only one challenge, a key challenge at each category of the CTF. I start with PON. PON, I choose penetration testing patrols, which is the objective of this challenge was to gain access to the admin panel and identify the correct username and the password through various penetration testing technique. And the techniques that I used to tackle this challenge was I used an enumeration, which is to access a web application, and I use a adapter and a file discovery by using these boosters to uncover the hidden files and brute force the hidden files or directory obtained to get a login credentials. But also I perform a default credential by brute forcing by using default credentials. Okay, the second one, the second challenge was the key challenge in OSINT category was name me. This is the object of this challenge is to analyze the visual clues and the context provided within the image to create the name of the location. And I use initial analysis, which is a tool to determine the metadata of the image, but also I use a reverse image search such as Google Lens, and I confirm the location after getting the location by using a Google Lens. I confirm the location if it's correct, and I got the flag, or which is the name of that image, the name location of that image. The third one, key challenge in category, which is I choose in category of machine, was into the background, which the challenge was required to think creative and use various tools to discover which port is being filtered by a file or as a security mechanism. Initially, I use Nmap scan. I scan all of the ports options by using Nmap option and the /p options, which I scan all the ports available within the machine, and I discover the port which was filtered in the machine given. Okay.
1 minute remaining.
Yes. Okay. Another I had to challenge was exploitation, which is a hip buzz. I use tools I used there, that is the netcat, and the method that I used was connect the target URL with a specific port using the netcat, and the specific port was the 9001. I connected with the netcat, then I perform a buffer overflows to get the flag, and outcome was a successful export the vulnerability that and get the flag. This was a challenge which is related because I first I did face this challenge, but I learned a lot through this challenge, so that's why I highlighted this challenge. And the results and achievement. Overall scores get 600 to 60,269, and with first link positions. Notable achievement through the city of competition. First,
Uni has up. Thank you very much. The time is already up. Thank you for your wonderful presentation, Uni.
okay.
So our next presenter is going to be Erica. Erica, if you're on the session, feel free to unmute yourself. Let's wait for, okay, yeah, you already disabled it. So Erica, you're next. Are you there? Erica, are you there? I don't know if Erica is still there.
She's appearing to be connecting to the audio. I think there's a technical issue maybe.
Okay, perhaps. So Erica, let's just do a substitute. We can put you on hold for the next, after the next presenter. So the next presenter is going to be Sherry Obare. So Miss Sherry, if you're here. Oh, Erica has already shared. Okay, so we can proceed. So Erica, your 5 minutes. Okay, you're disabled again. Erica, can you unmute yourself if you're having any issues, so that we can go to the next person and then we'll get back to you, because time is of essence. Okay, so I guess we can just go to Sherry. Erica, you can. Okay, you're sharing again. Okay, perfect. Okay, Erica, your 5 minutes starts from now. All the best. Erica, you are totally inaudible. I don't know. Let me. John, can you confirm if you can hear
It's only the
Erica?
cursor that is moving.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. So I guess she's just presenting without even knowing. So I don't know. Erica, if you can hear us, you're inaudible.
Okay, is
Okay.
everyone hearing?
Yes,
Hello?
we can hear you now.
Okay, let me continue the presentation. Okay, let
Yeah,
me,
just continue.
I don't know, start. Okay. Okay, I'll proceed with the presentation as follows. I was presenting about pawn challenges, whereby the challenges that I covered was vulnerability assessment 1, vulnerability assessment part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5. And in this vulnerability assessment, the command used mainly was nmap, whereby nmap version is -sv and the IP address that was 192.168.56 and 105. Also, I was able to discover some vulnerabilities by using such spreads command, and also the version of the ports and so on. Also about pawn challenges was also a part called the penetration testing, whereby I discovered the name of the hiding directory using Nikto, and also the tool used as follows was Nikto. The URL of the administrative page was IP/secret/WP admin, and a Google search engine to get that flag was said what the default credentials. And the name of the administrator was Marlinspike, as well as the password was Marlinspike. This was about pawn challenges, which covered the vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. About uncertainty challenges, I mainly used the Google challenges, and I was able to solve 7/8 challenges. In this category, there were a variety of challenges, such as the profile, which the system administrator of the Bank of New Africa was Brandon. I used LinkedIn. The identifier, which will cover the domain name of the bank. Thoughts was the administrator's opinion. His workplace. The nation of the image was Germany, as well as the other challenges, and so on. Tools and techniques used were NetDiscover, Nmap, Nikto, Searchsploit, and Google Search. All of them, they have the following functions. NetDiscover finds the live hosts on the network. Nmap scans the network to discover hosts and services. Nikto scans web servers for vulnerabilities. Searchsploit searches exploit database for exploits. And also Google Search finds information on the web. Skills gained during the CTF was advanced exploitation techniques, open source intelligence, problem solving and critical thinking, technical proficiency, and team collaboration and communication. Challenges encountered include time management, technical obstacles, limited knowledge, and so on. Recommendations: we should have intensive preparation and practice, effective communication and collaboration, efficient time management, and so on. I would like to thank all the H4K IT Bootcamp organizers, coaches, and judges, and all teammates for their collaboration and support. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Erica. So the next presenter is going to be Sherry. Sherry, you got 5 minutes, so can you please take over? Erica, you can just stop sharing the screen so that Sherry can take over. Okay, thank you very much. Sherry, if you're there, can you please just hurry up so that one of our judges can get over. Okay, all the best, Sherry. Your 5 minutes begin from now. All the best.
Okay, thank you so much. First, I'd like to apologize for the background noise. I attended another tech event and I'm seated somewhere outside the hall. So I'm really sorry if you hear any noise. I hope I'll be audible enough. So I gained both technical skills and soft skills during the bootcamp, and as listed on the screen, thank you so much for organizing because it has really transformed my life. So for the PON challenges, I used the Nmap tool, Searchsploit, Debuster, WebScan, Metasploit, and John the Ripper, some of which I used them for the first time after learning them in this bootcamp. So I used Nmap to scan for the open ports, the Debuster tool to find the hidden files. I used the WP scan to get the credentials to the admin page. So I got the name of the admin as well as the password as shown on my screen. Yeah, I used the Metasploit framework to find to find more about the admin. So I got the name of the sorry. Yeah, so to get the name of the system administrator, I used the WP scan, which I got as Marlene Spike. So as shown in the system. So what I really liked about this challenge, it also needed some critical thinking. For example, we can see it's Marlene Spike X 1000 colon 1000. So what came to mind is this system probably had one user. I imagine that the 1000 is the code given to the system users. And it happened that I couldn't see any other information. So that's how I critically thought that that could be the system admin. And yeah, that was the name. So I used the John the Ripper to crack the hashed password. And I found it as Marlene Spike. So for the OSINT challenge, I didn't document it here, but what I found out is utilizing the information that you can get, be on social media, through Google search, because that is what helped me find. For example, going to LinkedIn. So not only about solving the challenge, it also made me aware that whatever I post online is vulnerable to anything. Like anybody can search about me, and yeah. So it's also a way of being cautious on whatever we post. So allow me to go back to how solving the challenges helped me. So who am I? So if you met me last year time like now, I couldn't do like any CTF. I was inboxing people on LinkedIn, asking them how to start up as in my cybersecurity journey, trying to do the theory part of it. But I must appreciate this bootcamp because I found it more technical through the assignment and the CTF, and I can confidently participate in CTF challenges right now. And not only did I gain the technical skills like the penetration testing, but also the soft skills. And I'm looking forward to getting feedback from the judges, especially on the presentation. I'd like to learn more and even improve. And I'd also like to thank you for the report writing exercise. I had never written a report before, but at least now I can. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Sherry. Before we proceed, Mary, I don't know if you're still there. I don't know if you want to proceed, because I know you have an emergency you need to attend to, or we can just continue. I don't know. What's your take on that? Mary, if you're here?
Hi, Karim. We can just finish with the presentations. I see there are only 2 people remaining.
Yeah, only 2 people.
Yeah, we can just finish and then I'll give my feedback and yeah, thank you.
Okay, then perfect. Okay, so our next presenter is Priscilla. So Priscilla, please, as much as you can, go as fast as you can and be as audible as possible and expressive too. So Priscilla, if you're there, the floor is yours. You have 5 minutes and all the best.
Yeah, can you all hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay. Yeah. So here my name is Priscilla. I'm studying at IAA. I'm doing Bachelor of Cybersecurity, and this is my very first step. I'm glad to share it. I'm sorry, I'm going to use Google Colab. I was not able to convert this into PPT. So I'll present mostly on Pound and OSINT. The first thing after downloading the VM, I opened the lab in VirtualBox, and then I tried to use the password Marlinspike here, and it opened. I was glad I got the flag for system admin, and then I had to use sudo. I had to use NetDiscover to find the live host, and I was able to get the IP address to my target. And then I used Nmap with this option SV and script vulnerability to get the vulnerability directly. And then I was able to get this. And then I had to open. I was trying to open each one of these linked to exploitable vulnerability, and I was able to get this like username enumeration. And then I went on to find the hidden directory. I know Nicto is not specifically for identified hidden directory, but it helped me to get the secret directory. That was a flag. And then I used this directory to get to access the secret page. And I found there is a login page, and I was in need of username and password, so I used WP scan command to get the username and password, so it worked. And then I went to OSINT, and here I used Google mostly and LinkedIn to get the, for example, for this question, I needed to know the system administrator of the new Bank of Africa. Yeah, so I was able to get Brandon as system administrator, and yeah, so that's how I went to get the URL for bank's website. Also, I used Google Lens for this image, and I got the flag to be topograph of Terra. After getting topograph of Terra, I went on browsing what is this about, and I got the location and all other things. I'm glad this was my first time. I thought of quitting the program, and I was thinking of learning from today, but I'm glad I'm here, and I feel confident to do this again. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Priscilla. And once again, nice presentation. We're going to move to the next presenter. It's Miovela Catherine. So Miovela, if you're there, Priscilla, you can just unshare your screen so that, yeah, thank you. So Miovela, you're next. Yeah, the floor is yours. Miovela, if you're there. Miovela, as our last presenter. I don't know where you are. I guess she's not here, so we will have to skip her as for now. Okay, so those are all our presenters. Now it's time for the judges to give out their remarks, pointers, and opinions based on the overall presentations. So we're going to start with Mary because she's in a hurry. We don't want to keep her here. So Mary, I think the floor is yours. You can just unmute and then you can give out your opinion, suggestion, etc. to all the presenters. So Mary, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kaju. I hope you can hear me. So I'm going to give my remarks on the technical report and also on the presentation. So I'm going to start from the first person being Pascal. Is that the way I'm supposed to do it, Karim?
Well, just give it just general overview of everything that you've seen, what they did, what did they do wrong, where can they improve, etc. So generally in that perspective, not specifically, because for the specific ones, I'll share the documentation to the presenters so that they can view on their own what they did wrong, because I was collecting the feedback from you guys. So
Okay.
just give a general overview. Thank you.
Okay. So on the technical reporting, something that I would say I observed, there was the technical accuracy was there for most of the participants, and it was visible in the way they described their evidence, with some of them even going to an extent of just highlighting the evidence that they presented. They presented on the report. They that you can be able to see A to point B, given that it's a CTF, like whatever that you get at point A, you have to apply it at point B all the way to the end. Most of the reports read, they were very captivating. Like you could read the thought process of that one. Very, very captivating. Some of the few things from this report. Maybe clarity, language structure, and everything. There were some small things that maybe need to be refined for some of the participants, and especially if you're doing a report that is maybe supposed to be maybe go to the board or such. Maybe drama, the flow, punctuation, just the little things in the report, just to make it a bit refined. But I think that can be improved over time, but it's something that I noticed. In terms of innovations and just thinking outside the box, there are people who use ChatGPT, others used ethical hacker GPT. So I would say like that is I would think that of being innovative and creative in doing your work. So overall, I would like to congratulate all the participants for the good work that they did. And for the people who were, this was their first CTF, let it not be the last one. Let it not be the last one. I hope like you can continue and also grow your technical skills. Let the comments that you or the feedback that you'll get from this CTF be to encourage you and not to make you feel bad or feel some type of way about this CTF. All in all, congratulations, and I wish you the very best in your careers. And I hope to see, and this is maybe to the organizers, carry on. I would like to see more of GRC related challenges, because I didn't get to get the feel of a GRC aspect in this aspect, and maybe I can be able to get maybe 1 or 2 people joining the GRC side. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Let me just comment on that. So the GRC was there, the challenges were there, but they were mostly for filling the blanks, just to measure their understanding of the topic. So that's why I told them not to include it on the presentation report. So I found it more easier for them to present on the technical. But for the GRC, it was there, to be honest, and they did very well. Majority of the participants, those who were here and who are not here, most of them performed very well. They solved almost all the GRC challenges, which gives me an impression that they managed to understand the topic in a general sense. So, yeah. But Mary, let me just say thank you very much for your time and effort. We really appreciate it, and we wish you all the best in your upcoming endeavors. I hope we are gonna interact more in the upcoming.
Thank you so much, and have a great day.
Same to you, and bye-bye. So our next judge is going to be John. John, you're up to give your feedback to the participants based on the presentations that you've seen in a general sense. And if you can also give them areas of improvement, then that would be perfect. So, John, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Okay, so I think I'll start with the order on how the presenters were doing it. So, but before that, I hope I'm audible enough from your end. Right?
Loud and clear.
Yeah, so let me start with Pascal. So Pascal, congratulations, good job. Though I think the timing was not good on your side. So maybe the next presentation you can look at the timing and be able to make sure that you've balanced everything before the given time. Your presentation was good. But again, you don't have to like read everything on the PPT. Just have some short summary, and then master the summary before the presentation, and then you can be able to take the audience through without like having to go through every keyword that is there. Also, just a minute. You also don't have to like go through the syntax of the tools that you've used. Maybe you can mention that maybe using hashcat, we were able to crack the usernames and passwords, and we managed to like obtain this and this and this. So you don't like have to explain that we used maybe -v in Nmap to be able to achieve this and this and that. But overall, your presentation was okay. Then let us go to Zachariah Joram. So your content was okay. You've covered some details. I think the structure was also good. I liked it. But while doing the presentations, I heard you mention that the participants. So I think you are maybe talking about the process, your experience, and maybe some of the things that you managed to achieve. So you are liking you are maybe writing like some kind of that person. So but the rest was okay. The time was good. And also, I liked the fact that you used some visual aids, so that was good. Maybe you can check on some of some of those improvements in the next presentation. Let me go to the third person. That is Gideon. So your introduction was good. I think you seemed to be very well prepared. Also on my side, I noted that most of the things that you did were clear. Huh. I found it trying to catch the audience, especially when during the presentation you reach at some point and you mentioned that this is very, very important. So to someone who is with part of the audience, at least they would love to know what is this that is very, very important and get to catch their attention more. So I think you are good at presentations. Just perfect your skills, and with more practice, you can make a good presenter. Trust me. Yeah. Then let us go to that is Juni. I hope I'm pronouncing your name well. So your presentation was well explained and short, but I think it would be to be much better if, for example, you use some visual aids to show the things that you did. I noted that you are calm and your presentation was great. And also, I think you also managed your time well. You finished before even the given timeline that was given. So congratulations for that, and keep it up, and had some more practice on that. Then let us go to Erica. So Erica, maybe I can point out some things on your presentation. So your timing was okay. You also understand exactly what you are doing. But again, you also don't have to include the flags or part of the PPT presentation, because I think we had already written the report on the PDF file, the long report. So I think the presentation is just a summary for some few things to be able to present in a short time of what we did. So we don't have like to carry everything that we did from the report into the PPT. So let us just have a summary that someone can be able to see this person was able to do this, achieve this, and by the end of the thing, at least they've been able to come up with something. So also maybe note on the use of visualization. Yeah, as I mentioned before, on one of the presenters, for example, when you are trying to explain something, you don't have to even bring the flags. Maybe you can say, using this tool, you were able to maybe obtain this, and this and this. Yeah, I think that would be much better, because we are considering also the factor of time. It's a presentation that has been that is to be done within a very short period of time. So trying to explain everything, you might find yourself spending a lot of time. Cheryl, good summary and introduction. But I noted that you've used a lot of, especially after the introduction, you've used a lot of screenshots from the technical work that you are doing. So it's good next time that you also get to explain much, but then reduce the use of screenshots. In as much as you have the screenshots, but you are explaining without maybe reading from somewhere, it means that you understand what you are doing, but it's good if you can reduce the use of screenshots, because you've already explained the technical work from the report. Now this is the PPT. Just give some brief summary in wording. Then the delivery was good. I noted that you were able to speak without having to read the PPT, because it was just screenshots. Then your timing was also good. Yeah. Then to the last person, Priscilla, your content was good. Also, I think you've used also a lot of screenshots. But again, maybe for the next presentation, look into using visualization, and also, okay, you've used screenshots, but also there's some wording, which is okay. Noted also that you have good mastery of the technicalities, good timing. Overall, your presentation was satisfactory. So yeah, that is it from me. Unless there's any other question from you, Karim, I think I'm done. Yeah, thank you.
You are totally sorted, judge number 2. The only thing that I'll be waiting for you is to align the marks so that I can put them on my, on my small report for the participant. So we're going to judge number 3, which is Margaret Kamau. So Margaret, if you're there, you can unmute yourself. Okay, perfect. Thanks. All the best.
Okay, so I won't go person by person. I'll just give overall feedback since I want to cover the report and the presentation that you've done today too. But I'll capture details of everything from your reports, all your reports and all your presentations. So first of all, to start with the report and also the presentation, I must say that your technicals are good for everyone. Your technicals are good. And the use of new technologies like OpenAI, that's also good. But I have to insist on having a proper structure. I noted I think only one person had something like a table of contents. Several had an introduction of what the write-up was about. So I know most of you right now, you might think that since you're students, you're only writing a report that will be useful probably to you and another person like us who understands the information that's there. But when you go to the professional world, you'll find that when you're making these reports and these presentations, you might also be presenting to people like board of directors, people who are not so technical. So you must give a proper structure of what you're doing, what's the introduction, give a summary, have a table of contents. Don't lose us in the process of your report, since sometimes it was hard to understand, are we still in the first challenge or what challenge are we in? So have a table of contents, make sure that each challenge or each section is clearly distinctive. And then after having all that, for each section, also it's good to show the aim of each step you're taking. Since you might say that you're trying to get an OSINT of this person, but you've not even introduced why you're doing that, or after doing that, what's the target, especially for challenges which are about probably trying to break into a computer or scanning a certain machine. It's important to describe the aim of each step. And then the other thing, since for penetration testing and for cybersecurity, we always understand the process of making a report, and the most in the ending part of a report, you're told to even describe how the vulnerabilities you have found can be exploited, and explain to us how bad will it be for these vulnerabilities if they're exploited by attackers. So it's good to have that. So what I'm trying to say by all these points in your report is to make sure that your report is end to end. Don't start with an introduction and then leave us at the end, and then don't have a conclusion. Make sure that you've captured all parts, you've captured all ideas, and we're able to know that you aim to do this and this is how you did it, and this is how you achieved it. And then if you achieved it, probably you got a vulnerability, how it can be exploited. So that's it for the reporting part. For the presentations, I understand that some of you are beginners in doing CTFs. And one thing that I have to say is that you're doing really well. Since most people focus on the technical parts, you'll not find most people also focusing on the report writing part and the presentation part. So that's really important. That's an important thing that you're learning in your beginning stage. The presentations were really nice. I love that you were confident enough to present what you had done. That was really great. So for the comments, make sure that there's a proper distinction between what a report is and what a presentation is, because I noted some of you are bringing the reporting part to the presentation part. Some of you are trying to explain the write-up of what you had been doing in the reporting side. So make sure that you differentiate what a report is and what should be carried on to the presentation and what should be left to the reporting side and not be carried to the presentation side. And then since we're doing a presentation and I've mentioned soon you'll be communicating with board of directors and people who are not technical, it's good to find a way of communicating your technical ways in a non-technical way, in a way that people who are non-technical will understand them. Since you can't go telling a director of probably finance that you are trying to audit their system and you started using Nmap, you'll lose them. So try to find a way of communicating your technicals in a non-technical way. And then the other thing is to ensure that you master your slides so that you can have a proper flow of your presentation. And something that I love to do is before going for a presentation, before like showing my report to anyone, I ensure that I go through it first, capture all the key points that I want to stress on so that during the presentation, I can easily take up the least amount of time and communicate the most important details that I want to communicate. The other one, most of you have done well on proper time management, and I'm sure that point that I have mentioned, if you work on that, then your time management will be great. Then make sure that your slides are visually appealing, and it's not only just pasting screenshots in your slides. Paste those screenshots, paste those visuals, and try to explain your visuals. Try to explain your visuals. And the other thing is understanding your slides will make you not to read them. So that's the feedback that I had. But otherwise, you guys are doing well. You should keep it up.
Thank you very much for the wonderful feedback. And I guess it's some of the things that I wanted to point out at the end of the judges have already given us the feedback. But let's go to our last judge before I then also join in and give a few remarks on the presentation. So judge number 4, I know you're here.
Yeah, sure, still here. So again, good afternoon, everyone. We are still in between afternoon and evening. And with that, we can now go into reviewing what has been presented and also what was shared with us as part of the reporting. So I think most of the other judges have mentioned some of these key things, and also I would like to add on some of that. So I did note that in our presentations, they were quite a bit technical, of which in most cases, as one of the other judges has mentioned, you soon be presenting some of these reports to board of directors other than technical key holders in certain organizations. So you have to separate. Well, remember there was a time we used to, when we were creating reports, we'd have the technical one that goes to the IT department, of which or rather a report that will be verbose enough for them to understand what you're trying to air out, and also the issues that you have picked up and everything. Then there is another report, in this case being the presentation. So this is for the non-technical people. So if our seniors have to do a presentation, this is what they would have to use. So in this case, there would be it would be a high-level summary of the issues that we found and how these issues could be impactful and the like. So I've noted that. But again, the best part is that it's your first time for most of you. So they can't be so hard on you on that. But I do hope there'll be some improvement. Also, there's also an issue on time management. So for the 5 minutes, it's quite short, but again, that's where now the technical summary comes in. If your technical summary is as appealing and also captures only the information that will be relevant to that presentation, the 5 minutes should be enough and all. As for the reports, I also noted that there was some lack of uniformity. So in this case, I would say if you are to use the use of screenshots, where you should make sure that most of your screenshots are of the same size, or rather same, there's that number to say. But again, so if you choose to use a certain, again, the certain size, make it uniform throughout the report. That makes the report super appealing, and also highlight the relevant things. In this case, if you're showing me a report, if you're showing me a command output, make sure you have only captured the relevant information. I don't need to see maybe the background, and also I don't need to see the whole. It might be confusing at times, but overall, it's I've gone through some of the reports, or rather, by now I think I've reviewed all the reports. So I'm doing a second review just to make sure I didn't miss anything. But generally, I've liked what most of you have done in the reports, and also noticed some bits of creativity. So in this case, even getting to use ChatGPT, using Google Lens, I think it's uh, it's it's mind blowing anyway, because again, these are some of the things that you also be using on a daily basis if you get yourself in such position. So yeah. Anything that I might have missed on? Let me check here in a bit. Yep. Also completeness. So do remember again, when you're doing the technical report, it should be a technical report whereby you are showing me how you got to arrive at a certain decision. So again, I've seen there was that one for who was the system administrator. So I've only seen in a few reports whereby they followed through the intended path. For the others, I can say maybe there was some guesswork involved, which assuming in the CTF there was only one attempt for that challenge. Most of you might have missed it out, because again, if you are going to do some guesswork, you have to be very, very accurate on the same. But overall, I don't think it's such a big issue, because it's still, I think the answers are still correct. So yeah, also originality, I've seen that some of the reports, also in the presentations, I think once you're doing a report or a presentation, you have to be one, or rather you have to sync with your report, or rather your presentation. In this case, it's not like you're reading someone else's work. It's actually your work. And if you have done some of what we would call there's some of what you call mock presentations. So you have to go through your report or go through your presentation. In this case, you can actually present without even looking at it, because again, it's just a visual to keep track of what you'd say, but not what you're actually going to say. But I did like some of the aspects that I saw in the presentations. Most of you covered that quite well. And yeah, I don't know if I have much to add on the same, but great work, everyone. And also congratulations for those that have made it this far. So, yep, those were my few remarks. I hope I haven't overstepped in any way, but yeah, pleasure.
Thank you very much, Judge number 4. That will be your, let me say, your alias from now on.
Nice.
So thank you very much for all your inputs. I'm sure the participants have managed to learn something that is going to be valuable in their journey in cybersecurity and where they are trying to reach in their career goals. So let me just jump right into my, let me say, our input rather, with each presenter, and then we can have the community director say a little bit, a few words, and then we can end the session, and then we can now do the final, final wrap-ups of everything, and then we're going to present the winners, because we wanted to do it right now, but unfortunately, due to how things rolled out, we can't do that. So let me just dive into this. So starting out with Pascal. So, okay, before getting to you, generally, I think we had mentioned this on the group itself, the WhatsApp group, that the presentation that you guys were supposed to do is just assuming that you're going to present it to the board of directors, the non-technical people. So having said that, so for you, Pascal, your presentation was good, technically good, but it was too technical to present it to the board of directors. But if you were doing it to the, let's say, IT department, then it would have been very okay. But with this scenario, it was too technical. Another thing that I noted, your presentation was very wordy. Presentations are not there for you to go and read what's on your slide. Presentations are there for you to try and explain whatever you had found in your engagement to the board of directors in a way which is for them to understand what was done. And then another thing that I noted was you are reading directly from the slide. So those were some of the things that you need to work on. Coming to Joram. Joram, your presentation was also wordy, but I think as majority of the judges had mentioned, you had a wonderful presentation, the design, the template, very good. You also had the same issue reading from the slide, but generally your presentation was wonderful. Gideon, I must say yours was structured compared to most of the presenters, other presenters. So you had the executive summary, which is very nice. You had screenshots, which were, showing the areas where, let me say, acting as a proof of the things that you have done. One thing that I should note that majority of your screenshots were crammed in one slide. So next time you're supposed to just present the most important screenshot of them all instead of just cramming 3, 4 screenshots in one slide. But overall, impressed with the template. Coming to Mjuni, same issue. Your presentation was very wordy. On your first slide, there were, okay, it's my own perspective, the unnecessary information, especially on the first bullet point. Also for you, it was technical. So those should be noted. Erika, same thing, very wordy. I wasn't really impressed with the template, so you have to work on that. Presentation overall could have been done better, but generally you did a good job because we all understand that it's your first time. So this is just feedback to, so that you can improve yourselves. Sherry, your presentation was wonderful. The template, I liked it a lot. But one issue that I noted was it was very wordy. Good thing that you did, you listed the tools that you used very well. You included screenshots, but once again, it was technical. So you need to, let me say, understand who your audience is whenever you're doing such presentation. You didn't include the OSINT bit, but what I liked is you explained that category in a way which demonstrates that you understood what you were doing. And also you mentioned the skills that you managed to gain at the end of the bootcamp up to now. So I commend you for that very well. Getting to Priscilla, you also had minor issues. So number one, unnecessary information, like you were showing, you downloaded the VM, you installed it, to me, that one, I found it to be unnecessary information. You had to just jump in straight to the point. What I liked is you include your screenshots, which acted as proof. So overall, your presentation was also good. The last presenter was not there, so there's nothing to comment about her. Last but not least, so this is just on a overall perspective. So I think judge number 4 had already mentioned this. There needs to be consistency in your size, font, design, color, and template whenever you're doing any type of presentation so that it can be appealing to the eye. So that's number 1. Number 2, a little bit of structure would have been very nice. So especially on the technical report. So for you to have your introduction, table of contents, executive summary, main body, recommendations, and conclusions. I was expecting probably you will have gotten to the internet and try to Google search some, let's say, penetration testing report templates. But I guess you guys didn't. But in a general remarks, you guys did a very, very good job in your presentation, in your technical report. And I am very proud of you all. You did a great, great job. As judge number 4 had mentioned, please don't end here. Also, I think Mary had mentioned this. Don't stop here. This is just, let me say, your introductory bit. That was our role here in this bootcamp to get you started into cybersecurity. So right now, going on forward, it's up to you to look for the information, to look for the material, to push yourself to become the excellent cybersecurity experts more than the judges who are here, the organizers who are here, for you to strive for excellency. So that's my last word of advice to you guys. The community director is here, so I'll just like her to say some few words before we end this session, because time has already, flown, because we have almost like 3 minutes right now. So Amina, you're welcome. Please unmute yourself and just say your few
Thank you,
words that you have.
Karim. Thank you. First of all, I would like to thank all the judges for the good job which they have done. We really, really appreciate your support on this. And also, I like to congratulate all participants who have managed to reach this stage, because we know a lot have been given up in the middle of the way, but you managed very nice to reach to the end of it. I would like to congratulate for your perseverance and resilience. And I won't comment more on the presentation because the judges have almost mentioned all the things. But I would like to remind you on the challenges which we are taking. In anything which you do, try to commit yourself, because we find out a lot of people have registered. They just want to do each and everything, but they don't have a commitment. We have one slogan: less is more. Even if you want each and everything, try to go with a specific pace and a proper plan. If you want to be a cybersecurity expert, just know that you want to be a cybersecurity expert, and it won't happen over the night. It has to take a step. It will take time for you to reach there. So you have to take small step at a time in order for you to reach wherever you want to be. So less is more, but remember to commit yourself, because we have people who didn't do the assignment. We have people whose attendance was kind of poor, but we believe that next time, and as the time goes, you will improve it. Maybe not on the hacking bootcamp, but possibly anywhere else for the future endeavors which you're coming, you'll be committed yourself. Once you commit to the small things or tasks which you're doing, you'll be able to deliver and you'll be able to gain a lot out of it. So I would like to remind you of that, because that is the thing which I pinpoint during this, for this amount, for all this time, 8 weeks. I was checking the attendance. I was also overseeing the assignment, how many are doing it, but also on the Q&A session, the way you attend, the questions you ask. Sometimes you find out the trainer is here explaining, but you don't have questions. What does it mean? Possibly you didn't understand the trainer, or possibly you understand a lot and you don't have a question, all is well, but make sure each chance you get, you use it and you make sure you gain out of it. Even if it will be one, if you gain one today and tomorrow gain one at the end of the year, if you'll be adding one each monthly, you will having 12. It will be a big improvement. And last thing which I want to talk about is whenever you apply for a thing, try to be a little bit, not a little bit, try to be specific on what you're applying for. For example, if you're applying for a bootcamp for cybersecurity, try to be specific on why are you applying for that cybersecurity bootcamp and what motivates you. Because we find out a lot of applicants, they applied, yes. Some use the ChatGPT. We know that you can use ChatGPT in order to get the general concept, but usually you're supposed to edit what you have obtained from the ChatGPT. You find out people are copying, including the tags. That means you copy and paste. You didn't write anything. So let's try to be a little bit focusing on what you are doing. Try to be a little bit professional. I know for now we cannot just force you to be professional from zero to hero, no. But let's try to move to that way. About the presentation, as I commented few days back on the groups, I said that it doesn't supposed to be too technical because you are going to convince, if it's a project, you're going to convince the management people to invest on that project. They cannot invest on the thing which they cannot understand. So you have to be, as the judge has already explained, you have to be technical, yes, but know how you can deliver it for non-technical people to understand it and the management to be able to convince the management to invest on what you have said. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Director, for your encouraging words. And I guess majority of the participants here have already taken notes on those specific soft skills that you need to have as a, let me say, student. But generally, guys, thank you very much for attending this last session. This is going to be our last day of bootcamp. I don't think we have anything else from today onwards, apart from awarding you your certificates. Also, giving back feedback to the presenters and on their technical reports, what they did. So we are going to share that with all of you on your emails. Now I'm talking to the presenters, really. Also, for the winners, please just be patient with us so that we can do the compilation to give the accurate results of the bootcamp. So we're gonna announce that later today. So it's gonna be either if it's in the evening at around 7, 8, once the judges have completed their work, we're gonna compile everything and then we're gonna announce the winners, the groups, and then we're gonna also announce it on our social media platform. But generally, everybody, congratulations for making it up here. You've all done a great job, and I hope majority of you have already managed to gain a little bit of something from the bootcamp, either if it's the soft skills or the technical skills, or if it's all of them. The most important thing that we as the organizers are looking at is to make an impact. I remember when we were starting out initially with the second cohort, we were having a little bit of argument with my director, but everything turned out to be very well, and her ideas about the bootcamp have been realized up to this point. So as I wanted to say, we are looking to make an impact in the cyberspace. So when I say impact, I mean to have people who are going to be technically competent, but also who can go and present, let me say, gain soft skills like the presentation and technical report writing, because majority of us technical people tend to neglect these skills, especially in the cyberspace. So once again, I'd like to say thank you very much. And I'd like to wish each and every one of you all the best in your future endeavor. For the winners who are going to be announced later on, we managed to secure something small for you guys. So we're going to also hop in a small meeting to have a little bit of explanations on what we have for you guys. And generally, that's it. Well, guys, thank you very much for attending the session, and we wish you all the best.